Good morning, everyone. My name is Micah Russell. I'm the Dean of the Clark Family School of Environment and Sustainability, and I'm delighted to kick off my favorite event of the year, our three-day community forum. This is an incredibly gratifying and proud moment for us faculty and staff as we celebrate the accomplishments of our Master in Environmental Management students, our MS Ecology students, and those students that are pursuing both degrees in our employees program. So this is an opportunity to display the incredible diversity of things our Clark students work on, whether it's rigorous ecological science or interdisciplinary generalist management projects. It's all incredibly impactful, both for Western as well as the communities we work in. So good fun these few days. And if you're a guest, I really hope that you enjoy this. I want to say a special thanks to our project sponsors, our research sponsors, our stakeholders, our friends in nonprofits and agencies, all the folks who are supporters in one way or another of the Clark School. I also want to say thanks to the friends and family who are here to support and applaud our upcoming graduates. So thank you for joining us today. With that, I'm going to make some room to thank our benefactor and continuing donor, Butch Clark III, who you see here on the screen. Now, Butch is usually a fixture at these events. We often get to thank him in person, but this week he is being celebrated at an event in New Mexico, so he can't join us. But in his stead, we have Will Edwards. Will is a friend of the Clark School, and he is Butch Clark's attorney and one of the incredible members of the support team that helps to facilitate Butch's ongoing philanthropy. Will comes to the stage today to share a little bit about his background and some reflection on Butch's impact and priorities and relationship with the Clark School. Will has a background with Park Service, with fire, and with environmental law. So he very much speaks the language we do here in the Clark School, and I've been delighted and privileged to get to know him over the last year or two. So Will you come up and join us? Let's thank Will for joining us this morning.
Thanks everyone. And I'm really honored to be here. As Micah said, I'm lucky enough to be Butch Clark's attorney and to know Butch Clark. And he is really sad that he can't be here today. But as Micah mentioned, he was getting honored in New Mexico, and he just can't be in two places at once. So he asked me to share some words with you on his behalf. First is thank you. Thank you from Butch, a sincere thank you. If you ever have the pleasure of meeting Butch, he is one of the most generous people you will ever meet. And even if he has just done some huge favor for you, and you say thank you to him, he will always say thank you back. Thank you for the work that you are doing. And so I want to extend that thank you to everyone who is part of the Clark School and the MEM program, everyone presenting today, for the work that you've put into these presentations, for the work that you've put into your studies, and to, advancing our knowledge of environmental systems. So, and as Micah alluded to, some of my background is I worked for the National Park Service for several years before going to law school. In law school, I studied a lot of environmental law. I interned for the DOJ Environmental Enforcement Division. I did all sorts of writing, and I too graduated when Trump was president, but during the first Trump presidency. So if anyone is graduating right now, I know it could be a scary time as funding for Academia in some areas is under attack. Funding for the sciences is decreasing. And science at times seems to be under attack. But if I can share some lessons from my life as well as Butch's, um, persistence is the key to everything in life. Butch's graduate studies were interrupted by Vietnam, which is, far worse than any sort of like change in administrative priorities, right? And he served in the Air Force as an officer for, I don't know exactly how many years, but several years. And then went back and finished his PhD, right? He didn't stop just because of this interruption. Um, Persistence is key. So 4 years, it seems like forever, especially if you've just graduated and you're looking for that job that maybe funding is insecure now, but it's only 4 years, and life is a lot longer than that. And there are projects that Butch has been promoting in trying to accomplish that we are kind of just now breaking ground on. And he's in his 80s, and so he's still out there kind of getting new things done. So don't ever think that it's over because of some brief moment in history. And then the second is flexibility, right? The skills you learn here, the world needs them. The world really needs them, and it needs them in two ways. I think the skills here, it's a way of thinking about systems and things and interconnectedness, right? That is so much of ecology and environmental studies, is understanding really complex systems. And the world needs those kinds of people, the people with the skills that this program has, both as broader members of the community, who understand the importance of these concepts of ecology, of the environment, and our place in it, as well as in specific roles in society that, if that research biologist job is not there anymore. I wanted to work for the DOJ or EPA. I probably would be losing that job now if I'd gotten it in the first place. But if I hope everyone is landing the positions they want out of here. But if you're not, the skills you learn here, don't discount them, right? Just because society might be looking in a different direction right now, do not discount the skills, either in a broader sense or in the technical, their technical value. So that's all. I'll keep it short. Thank you again so much from Butch. I hope we're maybe trying to arrange where we'd love for Butch to have more contact with the students and not have it be quite so formal. So I hope that some of you get the chance to meet him. And yeah, thank you again.
All right, just a few more comments and we'll get started. First of all, I want to acknowledge that for our students, many of you have already done the hard parts of finishing up your degree. For our MS Ecology students, you've very likely already defended your work with your committee. For our Master in Environmental Management students, you have polished those deliverables for your clients and community sponsors. So the community forum is really for broader public dissemination and celebration of your work, and an opportunity for us to really revel in the cumulative impact of the Clark School. So this is a very friendly environment. I'm sure some of you are nervous, and that's understandable, but we know that you have lifted many heavy boulders over the course of the last couple of years, and that we are so close to the finish line for many of you and really ready to celebrate your accomplishments. So take a deep breath and know that we are here to celebrate you. I am going to do one last bit of formal acknowledgements, if I can figure this out. There we are. So in addition to Butch, many of our students have benefited from a suite of additional commitments by donors. And I just want to take a moment to thank those individuals who have committed annually, regularly to our programming. So Butch, of course, has an outsized impact on our programming, our values, and our vision over the next few years. But whoa, we're moving. Thank you, Jillian. But I also want to thank a few other folks that may be in the virtual audience today, but can't be here with us at the moment. So thanks to Margie and John Haley, who over the last several years have made substantial commitments to supporting the project needs of our MEM students. Our MEM students get to apply twice annually to a internal fund funded by the Haley family that supports travel, equipment, workshops, trainings, anything related to those projects that the MEM students are doing. And frankly, it really empowers the students to dream big. So thank you to the Haleys. I also want to thank Ryan and Wynn Martin, who have generously engaged with the Clark School in very meaningful ways over the past few years, whether that's donating Bursey Ranch to Western or supporting fellowships for MEM students to work on their new ranch up Ohio Creek. Thank you to the Martins. And Neil Buttermore, who has, over the last few years, donated to a very innovative fellowship that the MEM program is offering, having to do with biosecurity. So can we do a round of applause for these donors, please? Great. Well, I am so thrilled to just sit back and take in all these presentations over the next few days. Thanks to everyone in the room. Thanks to everyone on Zoom for being here. And let's get started. I'm going to hand it off to the Clark School team to carry us forward.